Buddhism was altogether a new religion. Which time? What was the time period for this religion? When it originated in India? 400 BC. It was in 6th or 5th century BC. Okay, Buddha was born in 6th century, the last of 6th century, and the religion became famous. It became popular in 5th century BC. Okay. See, remember all this. We have already done the causes for the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. We have done Jainism. Now we are doing Buddhism. So you are not sure when the this religion were originated. You have to be sure. Okay. Now this Buddhism occupies very special place, very unique place in Indian religion. It has very special place, very unique place. Why this religion has special place? What is the reason for this? Because this was the religion which welcomed all the varnas into its fold. This was the religion which opened its portals for all the religion. It welcomed all the varnas, all the religion, all the varnas. It welcomed everybody to come into the fold of Buddhism. There was no distinction within the caste, within the varnas, like it was in Vedic religion. So this religion was very important one. It was open for everybody, for every member of the society. This is the reason for its uniqueness. Number two, the second reason for its uniqueness is that this religion was propagated in different other foreign countries. Different other foreign countries. We all know this is very popular, though it is no more in this country, the original country, the birth where it took birth. The Buddhism does not exist now in that number as it is in foreign countries. So the propagation of Buddhism is another uniqueness. Rulers like Ashok and who other ruler? Kushans were the one who propagated this religion in Central Asia, in Southeast Asia, in Sri Lanka, Ceylon, Thailand, Tibet, Bhutan, Vietnam, Cambodia, all these Eastern countries, Southern, Western, Central Asia, Mongolia. So it covered almost all of the Southeastern Asian nations, especially Eastern nations, were covered by this Buddhism. It was propagated. Another important thing about this is the propagation was done through the translations of its scriptures, its writing. See, writing was done not in the language which existed in India, but the people took the textbook. They collected from here. Tibetan monks came here, Chinese monks came here, and they carried away the scriptures along with them, and they translated into their native languages. So this particular Buddhist religion, through the grace of this religion, with the help of this religion, what happened? क्या होगा फिर? What will the ultimate result of this propagation से क्या होगा? What will happen? Tell me. Yeah? No, not conversion. Conversion, no doubt. Conversion is people will be impressed, they will be impacted by this, and they will accept the religion. Propagation, no doubt, was happening, and the conversion to Buddhism. That's why lots of Buddhists are here. Conversion is one thing, and another thing that happened. What important thing? That is the cultural heritage of India was popularized in different other countries. This religion helped in the foreign people knowing about the cultural heritage of India. That's why this religion is unique. What is the uniqueness of this religion? This is why this Buddhism became a unique religion. Okay. Now, Buddhist religion is very important for our this UPSC syllabus, also very important. And can you tell me what is the percentage of Buddhists in India right now in today's scenario? Yeah. What is the percentage of Buddhists? Right now, what is the condition? No one knows. Yeah? No, it's less than 1%. Less than 1%. According to 2011 census, it was 0.7. That is less than 1%. But in foreign countries, in other like Cambodia and other places, you will get Buddhist large numbers. Now, this Buddhism flourished for many decades, for many centuries, not decades, sorry, very centuries. The decline of Buddhism started after the fall of Gupta Empire. That is around 7th century AD. See, it was founded in which year? In which century it was founded? 5th century. Okay, now the decline started in 7th century AD. So how long it was dominant religion? What is the time period for the domination of this religion? Hmm? Array calculation, don't you know the maths? Tell me the calculate in 12. Because there is 500, then he is 700, then 12. 1200, more than 1 millennium. It is ruling, it was the dominant religion in this Indian subcontinent. And after the fall of Gupta Empire, these are the minor things you should take notice of. So after the fall of Gupta Empire, the influence, the dominance of Buddhism started declining. So, but still it lingered in some pockets. But after 12th century AD, the only emperor, the only empire, or you can say the area that the eastern side, Pala Empire, if you know about the Pala Empire, you have idea something about that. Pala Empire was the only rulers who patronized Buddhism. And in other parts, in other pockets of India, it vanished. It was the influence of Buddhism was lost. Only in foothills of Himalayas, certain areas, Buddhism existed. So after 12th century AD, we don't find that it was a powerful religion in India. So now we'll discuss about this religion, founder of this religion, life and teaching of Buddha. We are going to discuss first the life of Buddha, who founded Buddhism. This is what is the scenario, starting, then declining, and what is the condition now at present. Now we'll discuss about the life of Gautam Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. It was an altogether new religion. Now, Gautam Buddha, as I told you, was also known as Tathagat. He was also known by other names such as Siddharth was his original name. He was known by other names also, like what? He belonged to which clan? We have already discussed this, we know. Kushi? He belonged to which clan? कुशान कुशान अभी तक आए नहीं बच्चे हमारे देश में अभी तक वो लोग गुड मॉर्निंग अभी तक वो लोग आए नहीं है कुशान बाद में आएंगे कब आएंगे जब मौर्य एम्पायर विल कम रूल एंड डाउनफॉल देन कुशान्स he belonged to Sakya clan. Sakya clan. I told you many times कि मैं कर रही हूँ ये Sakya clan. Remember, when I'll ask you, when I'll do Buddha, I'll ask you from which clan he belonged. Please remember this. I warned you also. But लेकिन नहीं याद है. Anyways, remember this. He is also called Sakya Muni. Sakya Muni. Gautam Siddharth, original name, Buddha, Sakya Muni, Tathagata. Tathagata means the one who has realized the truth, who has attained enlightenment. Tathagat. Tathagat means the one who has realized the truth, the who has achieved enlightenment. Okay. Now, the life history of Gautam Buddha is found in, is narrated, briefly narrated in Sutta Pitaka. It is narrated in Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, Mahavastu, is the life history, that is known as what? The story. The life history is known, what is the particular word used for the life history, life story of a sacred person? बताया था आप लोग को? No, hagiography. Hagiography, not biography. Biography किसी भी आम कॉम anybody. But the life story, is the brief history or life story of a sacred person, of great person, is known as hagiography. So the hagiography of Buddha is narrated in Mahavastu, Buddha Charita, and Nidan Katha. See, in this Nidan Katha is the first connected history of Buddha. We find the first life connected history of Buddha. So these are the places, texts, scriptures where we find about the life history of Gautam Buddha. So according to tradition, Gautam Buddha, okay, write it down, then I'll finish writing. So according to tradition, Gautam Buddha was born on Purnima day. Vaishakh was the month, and he was born in 567. This is accepted day. Some other dates are also given, 563, 564, 567, but we are accepting right now 567 due to different collections, calculations. This Ashoka's coronation, and we are taking the dots that has been found in Canton. Every time after the death of Gautam Buddha, their dot was put in Canton, in one place. That was a place in which one dot was given. And we find that 9/7, the dot stopped. That was 9 something date was given for something. According to that calculation, we are coming to this conclusion that he was born in 567 BC. Okay. So there are lots of evidences like Hathi Gumpa inscriptions, Ashoka's coronations, and Sinhalese traditions. So we are calculating everything, and we are coming on conclusion he was born on 567 BC. That is the date that is accepted. He was born in Lumbini. Lumbini कहाँ पर है? Nepal. It is in near Kapilavastu. Gautam Buddha was born in Lumbini, which is near Kapilavastu, and Lumbini is identified with Piprava. This is area in Basti. It is in the foothills of the Himalayas. Oh, foothills of the Nepal. That is Himalayas only. Foothills of Nepal. Pipravaha. That is the place where Gautam Buddha was born. It is important to remember किससे identified है. So now the name of his father, W-A-H-A. What happened? Basti, B-A-S-T-I, Basti. So the name of his father was Suddhodana. Suddhodana. I don't have to write na Suddhodana here. So who was he? He was the chief of which clan? Sakya clan, and he was ruling from Kapilavastu. He was chief of Sakya clan. He was ruling from Kapilavastu, which was related with Koshara kingdom. Okay. Now, his mother, Gautam's mother, was Mahamaya. Mahamaya. Mahamaya was also princess of Koshala. Okay. Now, after giving birth to Gautam Buddha, Mahamaya died just after 7 days. She died. And Gautam Buddha was brought up, he was raised by his stepmother, whose name was, yes, what was name? Gautami, everybody knows. Mahaprajapati or Pajapati. Okay. Mahaprajapati, Gautami or Pajapati, because it is in Pali, Pajapati. Prajapati is in Sanskrit. So she was the one she was the stepmother of Gautam Buddha, and she was the one who raised Gautam Buddha. She was brought up by her. Now, Gautam Buddha, as soon as he was born, many Brahmins came in palace to see, because he was chief, naturally they will come for different other rituals and rites. They came and they saw 32 marks, very special marks on the body of Gautam Buddha, these Brahmanas. These Brahmanas saw 32 marks on the body of Gautam Buddha, and they predicted. What did they say? They say that these marks, which are on Gautam Buddha's body, are saying that, predicting that either he will be a great renouncer, he will renounce the word, or he will become a word conqueror, word emperor. So this was said by the Brahmanas. Now his father, Suddhodana, became anxious that he will become word renouncer. He is going to leave everything. So what he did, he kept Gautam Buddha, shielding him from the outside world. He kept him only in palace only and in full luxury. All the amenities were provided to him. In full luxury he was living, and he was not allowed to move outside the palace, not see the world, because he wanted all the things were done inside only. Everybody was happy around him. Nothing was there that he can be worried about. So Gautam Buddha stayed like that till 16 years when he got married to Yashodhara, who is also known by different name like Bimba or Gopa. Yashodhara. The name of the wife is Yashodhara. Yashodhara was the wife. At the age of 16, he got married. And after some time, a baby boy with name Rahul, whose name was Rahul, he was named Rahul, was born to them. One day, now his father saw that now it's okay. Now he is married also, he had a son also, so he can be allowed to go outside. One day he just went out in city to just stroll. What he saw, what the Buddhist tradition they call the 4 great signs that Gautam Buddha saw that day. When he came out to see the city, he saw 4 signs. एक क्या था? First, 4 great signs. You can write 4 great signs. This is important. What are the 4 great signs that Gautam Buddha saw when he first came outside city to travel around it? The first sign was old man. He saw an old man. Second was a sick man. Why you look so late? Watch is not working. It's 9 o'clock, half an hour late. So second was what I said. Second one, sick man. The third one, a corpse. That is a dead man, corpse. CORPSE, corpse. Now the fourth one was a ascetic, mendicant, monk who has left the world in search of truth. He was so impressed by mendicant, by this ascetic. Rest of them was great concern. He was so much tormented after seeing all this. He asked his charioteer that what is this? Why he is so old? Then he said, this is what happens to everybody. One takes birth, grows and becomes old. You will also face same fate. So he was very worried that one day I'll also die, one day everything will happen. This that impacted him a lot. That became the main essence of his all teaching. So he now decided to become ascetic. After seeing all these four things, he decided to become ascetic. He left home one day, and he left his home along with whom? Along with charioteer Channa. Charioteer Channa and his favorite horse, that is Kantaka. Channa and his famous horse, his favorite horse, Channa. He left the home. And this event, the leaving of the palace along with chariot and Chanda and Kantaka, is known as Mahabinisha Kramana. This is important, this event. Mahabhinisha Kramana or great departure. This event, this is important. This comes, it is asked, Mahabinisha Kramana or great renunciation or great departure. Though all three, this he is living everything, becoming ascetic, and he is moving towards the unknown destination. So now, when he left his palace, first he came in contact with the established teachers of that time. Established teachers, those who were teachers at that time, he came in contact with them. The first teacher that he came in contact was Alara Kalama, was the name of the teacher, and Udaka Ramaputta. Ramput. So Ramputra or Ramaputta. This were the teachers with whom he came in contact when he left the palace. Now these teachers, what they instructed, what they taught to Buddha, जो इन्हों लोग ने समझाया कि with the mental exercise, with the mental discipline and knowledge, you can stay away from suffering. You can control, you can get rid of your sufferings. You understanding what they are instructing, what they are saying, that with the help of mental discipline, mental exercise and knowledge, remember these two things important. Mental discipline and an exercise and knowledge, you can stay away, you can get rid from your sufferings and sorrows. Now, suffering, and he can get rid of his sorrow. But what is the thing? That Gautam Buddha was not satisfied with their answers, with their instructions. They were not satisfied. They not. Gautam Buddha was not satisfied with their instructions. So what he did, he again started wandering from place to place. And in that process, he had five main companions, important companions with him. And he started austerities. बहुत तपस्या करना शुरू किया. He started, giving, taking so much stern, very hardships in his daily exercises, practices. But what happened? That he was too disillusioned with those things also, those austerities also. Okay, understood? Tell me. Blank face लग रहा है थोड़ा सा. बताओ. समझ में आया? Tell me, Ujjwal. Tell me, what did you understand? नहीं नहीं, उनको समझ में तो आया, but he was not satisfied. समझ में तो आया, but he was not satisfied with the answer. He was not feeling peace with himself with these answers. Then what did he did next? What was his next step? He came in contact with four other companions, other ascetics, monks, who became 5 companions. I'll tell you the names, just away. These were the 5 companions who accompanied him in wandering, and they started doing austerities, hardships in their exercises, practicing meditations and all. Till Gautam Buddha became like a skeleton. एकदम skinny हो गए, एकदम he was just he looked like a dead body. He looked like a skeleton. And at that time he was again disillusioned. His illusion that I will get truth, I'll realize something, enlightenment I'll get, and mine he did not get. So what happened? His friends, his 5 companions were Asaji Bhadia, Bappa, Asaji, and Kondana. They were the 5 companions. They are very important. Why they are important? Because these are the 5 companions whom Gautam Buddha will give his first sermon. After getting enlightenment, they were the one who listened to his first sermon. So they are important. This 5 companion left him. When he said, no, I haven't realized the truth, I am disillusioned, I am not happy again. So they thought that ab Gautam Buddha will do nothing. He will not realize the truth. It's useless following him, it's accompanying him. They left and they went to Sarnath. And what Gautam Buddha did? He followed to Senani, a village nearby. He followed there. Wahan par pahunch ke he got rice and milk from a low caste girl whose name was Sujata. Low caste girl whose name was Sujata. She offered a bowl of rice and milk to him because he was like scared, he was about to die. So he wanted to eat something that was offered by this girl. He took that. And in there, a grass cutter gifted him a mat made of pusha grass. Pusha grass, important, these are important thing, okay? Pusha grass से बना हुआ एक mat दिया on pusha grass. You know, सब तो जानते हैं कुश क्या होता है. So in this, what he did, he took that mat, he sat on it, facing towards east. Remember, this is also important. Facing which side? Facing towards east. He sat and he resolved. He took resolution that I will not get up till I achieve enlightenment. Under the peepal tree, he sat there and he took a resolve that I am not going to get up until I realize the truth. He sat there and he started meditating. He was meditating there. When he started meditation, the feeling that he was surrounded or he was feeling Gautam Buddha is narrated in Majjhima Pitaka and different other books also, that somebody's Maya, it is said that Mara or Maya, illusion, was disturbing him. They came and they attacked with full force. Kahin kuch, lots of commotions were happening around Gautam Buddha. Then he was unable to control. Then what he did, Gautam Buddha, he touched the earth. He touched the earth and told the earth, God is earth, that look, you are my witness. You are here to witness that I have taken so many births to come to this place for the enlightenment. You are the witness. I have taken so many births and now I have reached the point where I am just about to get enlightenment and you are the main constraint. आप मेरे रास्ते में रोड़ा बन रहे हो, माया से उन्होंने कहा कि माया, and I will not succumb to you. I will not collapse in front of you. I am not going to succumb, surrender to you. मैं नहीं झुकूंगा किसी तरह भी. I want truth. So there ensued a war, a fight, a battle, as if Gautam Buddha was fighting with the Maras, with the Maya, illusion. And ultimately the Maya, this God felt, no, इन्होंने बहुत तपस्या कर ली है. He has done lot of austerity, hardship, and now it's time for his enlightenment. So the forces of Mara left him. वो चले गए. जैसे हम अपने द्वंद्व से लड़ते हैं, फाइनली वी वांट टू टेक सम डिसीजन, हमारे चलता है ना, करे ना करे, करे ना करे, करे ना, फाइनली वी कम टू अ डिसीजन. नहीं, जो नहीं आता तो फिर वो डूब ही गया. जो आ जाता है एक डिसीजन में कि या नाउ नो आई विल डू दिस, इट्स हाई टाइम, आई नीड टू डू इट. तो वो दैट मीन्स व्हाट, आई हैव वन द रेस, आई हैव वन अगेंस्ट द दैट argument or whatever was happening with us. So in same way, Gautam Buddha got enlightenment. Tamara left him, and in that place, he got enlightenment. What was the place? कहाँ पर था ये place? In Sarnath, Varanasi. And the name of Sarnath, the ancient name is what? Isi Patan. Isi Patan. This is the place where he gave his first sermon also. So Gautam Buddha got enlightenment at Gaya. In Gaya, that was the village, was Uruvela, Sedani also called, and the river on the bank of which river he got enlightenment, that was Niranjana. Niranjana, very important, Niranjana river he got enlightenment. The people tree under which he got enlightenment, we all know what it is called, Bodhi tree. So this Bodhi tree, there's a story about the Bodhi tree that many people were jealous of this Bodhi tree, because after this Gautam Buddha became very famous. He became the saint ascetic who gave so many sermons, like he became a leader of a particular movement. So many were jealous of it. First jealousy came from the side of Ashoka's queen. Ashoka, the third queen of Ashoka, was very jealous of this tree. She got cut. She ordered for its cutting, and it was cut by mandu thorns. It was totally cut by mandu thorns. Again, this Bodhi tree grew. And secondly, it was cut by, it historically proved, it was killed by Pushyamitra Sunga in 2nd century BC. That was the time when this was cut. Now, the third time it was cut by Shashanka in 7th century. Shashanka, you know who is Shashanka? He was a Bengal ruler. He made this tree to be cut. Now, many times this tree was cut by different religion, different rulers who were rulers, or many people are like the queen who cut it. Ashoka was the patronizer of Buddhism, but his wife was against Buddhism. So he made it that this tree should be cut. Now this Bodhi tree, still it is there, and it is revered by Buddhist people. Buddhist tree still bar cut raha tha, bar it was planted there, and it was coming out. So it is still there, and it is revered by Buddhist people. Now, as I told you, Buddha delivered his first sermon kahan par? Isi Patan mein, that is. And in this first sermon, these 5 companions, they came back. When they came to know that Buddha got the enlightenment, they came back to Buddha again, and they too listened to his sermon. And this particular event, the first sermon, is known as Dhamma Chakka Pravartana or Pavartana. Dhamma Chakka Pavartana. Dharma Chakra Pravartana or Dhamma. Pali and Sanskrit. Okay. This Sanskrit, Pali. So this is the second incident. First kaun sa tha? That is known as first event. What was the first event in Buddha's life? That was the Mahavinisha Kramana. That is left the palace. That event is known as Mahavinisha Kramana. And the second event that is coming in the life of Buddha is the first sermon, that is Dhamma Chakra Pravartana. These are important events, these are important points of Gautama Buddha's life. So the meaning of this is what? Dhamma Chakra Pravartan ka samajh hi aa raha hai, the turning of the wheel of dharma. Turning of the wheel of the dharma. This is the meaning of this. Write it down. Turning the wheel of the dhamma. Abhi to samajh aa raha hai, you will forget it. The turning of the wheel of the dhamma. So his 5 disciples also realized the enlightenment. They also realized the truths and became arhats. Arhats. Arhats means those who realize the truth. Arhats. Okay, these 5 disciples, his important disciples, soon realized the truth, and they also came to be known as Arhats. Now, what after getting enlightenment, what Buddha did? Buddha traveled from place to place for around 40 to 45 years. 40 to 45 years, he traveled around in many different places, and he gave his ideas about different philosophical thoughts also, because he gave different sermons, delivered speeches, lot of religious speeches Buddha delivered. And Buddha founded an order known as Sangha. Sangha. That is, this Sangha is for monks and nuns. He also established an order that is known as Sangha. Within that 40-45 years में एक संघ को भी establish किया बुद्धा ने, that is known as Sangha. And he finally attended parinirvana. Parinirvana, death, that is death. He left his body. Parinirvana at the age of 80 at Kusinara. कुशीनारा कहां पर है? Whose capital was? जनपदा का कौन सी कैपिटल था ये? Mallas. The capital of Kusinara. Mallas is very important. That's why Malla is very famous, because Buddha made it famous. See, it was a small Gana Sangha. It was a small and did not play any important role, because it was one of the Janapadas, but Mahajanapadas. But it did not play any important role. But it became famous because of Buddha. Buddha died in Kusinara. He got ill. The last meal that Buddha took was in Pava. It was another place of this Mallas only. Pava. He ate his last meal. Remember, he ate his last meal, last meal in Pava. And he moved from Pava. After eating last meal, he moved from there. And he eventually died in Kusinara. Okay. So this is the life history of Gautama Buddha. Now we'll move to the teaching of Gautama Buddha. What his teachings were. This time when Gautama Buddha became the religious leader, when he got enlightenment, what the condition of that time was that the Brahminical religion at that time was obsessed with the idea. This is important. Remember this. What was the condition of the society regarding religion? उस समय क्या था? Brahminical religion was the dominant religion, and that religion was obsessed with what? Which ideas? What kind of ideas was it obsessed? Brahmanism at that time. किस बारे में? हाँ? Varna system is no doubt one of the main element of this Brahmanism, but और कौन कैसा? हाँ? Vedic culture में ही तो Varna system आ रहा है ना? These people, Brahminic people, were obsessed. Brahminical religion was obsessed with the idea of Atma, soul, and God. They were always talking about Atma, Paramatma, Upanishad. That was the time when they were talking about these things, philosophical ideas. But the Gautama Buddha, he distanced himself. He kept himself away from this type of theoretical analysis. He kept himself away. He He was not interested in Atma, Paramatma, and this all things. He was interested only in common people. He was more about worried about the sufferings of the people, what predicaments, what difficulties these people, common people, are facing in everyday life. This is what was his main concern. When he was asked, when Gautam Buddha was asked many times, he what like questions like metaphysical questions about the unity of Atma, Paramatma, body and mind, and what happens when mendicant enlightenment dies, what happens to him? He never answered. He never answered about all these things. He was silent about these things. He only talked about the sufferings and how you can get rid of sufferings. His main concern were common people, what they are going through, what is their problem. So he only talked, but in his discourses, अपने speeches में, अपने religious deliverance में, what he did, he talked about the mind, body, how it's functioning. These things are talked by him. He has delivered in his lecture, and later on, Buddhist scholar elaborated those things. They made it philosophical. He talked about the philosophical things of mind, how the body works, what are the conditions. He's talking about those things, but not in a way, in a organized way. He's not pointing to those things. This was the work of the Buddhist scholar. बाद में जो Buddhist scholars हुए, उन्होंने उनके जो विचार थे, ideas थे, they elaborated them, they expanded them. So that was not done by Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha was main concern was what? His main concern was ahimsa, Maitre, Karuna, and Dan. Gautam Buddha was mainly concerned with ahimsa. Please check the spelling, okay? I have written ahima. Ahimsa. You are used to it, okay? Ahimsa, Karuna, Dan, and Maitre, loving kindness. So you should be how you should deal with your counter, with your partner, with your fellow beings, how you are going to interact, how you are going to deal with them, how you should deal, how you should get rid of your daily problems, sufferings. That was the main concern. He was a ethical, moral teacher. Gautam Buddha was a reformer. He wanted to reform something, he wanted to clean something. His direction was towards that only. He was, in a way, a leader, ethical teacher. Okay, that was the main concern of this Gautam Buddha. Now, his teaching, the main focus solely of Gautam Buddha was liberating the sentient beings. Sentient means, you know, what is the meaning of sentient? Tell me, Peter. Sentient. Those who know can tell me. By the way, what's your name? Divyani. Divyani, tell me, you know the meaning of sentient? No? Sentient means a living being who is responds to sensations. Living being who responds to sensations like touch, smell. These are the different sensations. When you touch something, you are going to respond. If I touch cold, hot, I'm going to repel myself, take myself back. I'm a sentient being. So his main concern was the liberating of the sentient beings from what? From किससे liberation में लाना था उनको? अरे just I told you, you're saying what? किससे उनको छुटकारा मिलाना था लोगों को? From sufferings. From sufferings. I'm saying what? Suffering was the main thing that he talked about. Suffering. He wanted the sentient being to be free, to be liberated from sufferings. Now, the teaching of Gautam Buddha, the principle, the core principle of his teachings are three universal The three universal truths. For the four noble truths, the three universal truths and the four noble truths and the noble eightfold path. One by one we'll discuss. First we'll discuss about the three universal truths. So the principle, you can, the teaching, the core teaching of Gautam Buddha revolves around the three universal truths, the four noble truths and the four eightfold paths. So first we'll deal with the three universal. Number one is anicca. See, anicca, dukkha and anatta. Impermanence means what? What do you mean by impermanence? Khushi? Huh? Everything is temporary. That is, you will say that the things are not permanent. Everything is temporary. It's not everlasting. Nothing is long lasting. Never lasting. So impermanence. The first is anicca and dukkha and anatta. These are the three universal truths according to Gautam Buddha. How he came to know about this truth? There's a story about this. One day he was meditating under a tree. Then he saw the life cycle. While he was meditating, he saw a life cycle. Life cycle में उन्होंने क्या देखा? He saw that the flowers are blossoming. हाँ, उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है? They are withering. झड़ जा रहे हैं. उसके बाद he is seeing in the field and a person is beating an ox. He is seeing that worm is eaten by a bird. एक insect को bird आके खा रही है. And then what? Then the bird is eaten by eagle. Eagle is eating the bird. Then this cycle he is seeing that there is a life in the same way. A birth happens, then you grow, then a baby, then childhood, then adult, then man, then old, then death. So this is the life cycle he saw, that ultimately what is happening, changes are coming every day, we are growing, right? That's scientific also. That's scientific. हर दिन एक cell बढ़ते रहते हैं, add होते रहते हैं, or they decay, or they die, or they rejuvenate. Something every day, their changes are happening in our body. Body, this is all universe. Our body is universe, you know. जो हमारे in Vedas it is written, in different scriptures, in the scriptures also it is written, what is inside us is outside the universe. This from top to bottom is the universe. So this, you are saying that he is saying that changes are happening every day, and every day for every living being is sustaining on other living beings. कोई ना कोई चीज हम जीवित रहने के लिए, we are taking, like those who are vegetarian, they are eating plants, animals, those who are non-vegetarian, they are eating, like there is a chain, you know, the chain of eating. यहाँ ये इसको खाता है, ये इसको खाता है, इसको. So this is how the chain is moving. Everybody is eating other people for sustenance, अपने living के लिए. So he saw this chain. Then he came to conclusion after watching all this that he thought that this change is a permanent thing. This change is permanent thing. This will occur every time. This will keep on happening. Spring आएगा, summer आएगा, फिर the weather will change. So changes will keep on going. He came to the conclusion that we should accept this change. We should accept it. Like if there is a sorrow, then the joy will come. If there is a joy, then joy will also go away. So he told that don't cling, don't be associated or attached to any change, anything. Let go was his saying. He said, let everything go, let go. So don't cling to anything. Everything will change. If there is unhappiness, sadness, that too will go. If there is happiness, sadness, that happiness, वो भी आपको उसको पकड़ के नहीं रह सकते, happiness को भी. It is definitely by it will go. So the impermanence is the thing that is permanent. That is permanent. That will go. Now dukkha. The main teaching of Gautam Buddha revolves around dukkha only. Dukkha. He became so tormented after seeing those 4 great signs कि उनको दुख जो है ना वो बहुत स्ट्राइक कर गया गौतम बुद्धा को. गौतम बुद्धा वो knew only the suffering. I don't think that suffering is all over. Why you are not saying when the flower is blossoming? Why you are not saying there when it is withering? जब खराब हो जा रहा है, you are concerned about the withering. You are not concerned about Gautam Buddha. Was a great religious teacher, but when I read about him, I see that his main concern was only sadness, suffering. No doubt suffering is the one truth, half like Sayadvad. Sayadvad यहाँ पर आ जाता है कि शायद, maybe, yes, it is one part of life, sadness, dukh, but the happiness is also one part of life. It is also one part of life. This is also important part of life. Only suffering is only not the part of life. Suffering से ही सुख मिलता है, सुख से ही दुख मिलता है. It keeps on, it is in a loop. ये चलता रहता है. So, but he is more concerned about suffering. So, number second is dukh. Dukh, that is what is the cause for dukh? What is the cause? What you feel? What is the cause for dukh? Yeah, Trishna. That is called Trishna. Desire is the main root for dukkha. He said this dukh is the main. Dukh is not only in this life birth. इसी जिंदगी में दुख नहीं है. In reincarnation and rebirth also there is dukh. He says dukh is all ever. You can't be sure कि dukh. जैसे शेक्सपियर की एक लाइन है, देवार्षि, your name देवार्षि, Divyansi. Divyansi, there is a line of Shakespeare. Do you know this? Shall I do it or not? This is the line Shakespeare का बहुत literature में, if you are doing English. So what he was going to do? What he's talking about? किसमें था ये line? You don't remember right now. Helmet में था. Helmet में ये right था. Should I do it or not? So he was not sure कि मैं करूँ suicide करूँ कि नहीं. फिर वो सोचता if I will do suicide, I'm not sure that it after death also I will get the happiness. Who knows, in the other area, in that area also there is sadness. So that was very well known line of literature of Shakespeare. तो उसमें यही बात वो भी बोल रहे हैं कि nobody is sure what you have in your other half. You can't be sure of anything. So better you stay where you are and try to make it beautiful. जहाँ पर हो उसी को सुंदर बनाओ. Okay. So dukkha was the, and how you can get rid of sufferings? Man is never satisfied. जितना भी उसके पास कुछ है वो satisfied नहीं होता. That is the reason for dukkha. Desire, Krishna, and then non-satisfaction is another cause for being sad. Now, how you can get rid of dukkha? Gautam Buddha is saying that you can get rid of this dukkha, this suffering, from following the eightfold path. Eightfold path. These are the eightfold path important. If you follow this path and you walk along this path, then you will be at peace with yourself. You will be enlightened. You will be liberated from sufferings. Now, third is anatta. Anatta. What is no self? Anatta means no self. See, Buddha was not concerned with soul. He said there is nothing like anything like soul. Soul पे उनको विश्वास नहीं था. Like this Vedic religion and Brahmanism were talking about the Atman. He said there is nothing like Atman. So rebirth कैसे होता है? How the person is getting rebirth, new birth? He is saying that something that cannot be explained happens through which the birth is happening. What is that something? What is that something is not sure, but he's saying something which can't be expressed. It can be felt only, it can't be expressed. That is true to extent, but he is feeling that he's an enlightened one. Buddha is enlightened one. He has got that, he has realized the truth. So he's saying the correct thing only. And he's saying there's nothing like soul. There is nothing like soul, anything. And rebirth is actually happening with something that can't be expressed. Inexpressible. That is inexpressible. And that is avacya. A-V-C-Y-A. That is that can't be avacya. So he's saying that when there is nothing like soul, when there is nothing like self, self जैसी कोई चीज नहीं है, तो why cling to self? Why cling to ego? क्यों अपने self से cling हो? क्योंकि self will not say there is nothing like self. There is nothing like self. So what is there to be selfish? What is there to be attached to self? So he's saying that if you want to get liberation from suffering, if you want to attain enlightenment, then you have to be selfless. Then you have to be selfless. आपको selfish नहीं होना है. अगर आपको truth enlightenment achieve करना है, तो you have to be away from self and you have to be selfless. ये तीन मुख है universal truth. Anikta, dukkha and anatta. Now we'll come to four noble truths. Now, what are the four noble truths? These are the core principles, core teaching of Gautam Buddha. This four noble truth is also known as Arya Sachani. These four noble truths are also known as the Arya Sachani. Now, four noble truths, which is also known as Arya Sachani, was delivered in which sermon? I told you, and I was telling about his enlightenment. अभी बताया था. Yeah, in his first sermon, when he gave his first sermon, first lecture, first speech after for deliverance of suffering, how you can get deliverance from suffering, to his 5 companions at Isipatan, these 4 noble truths were the first speech, the first instruction, first principles that was told by Buddha to his companions. Okay, ये 4 noble truths are important. That उसकी seat वहीं पड़ गई थी. Later on, this was elaborated. So and where it was held, क्या नाम बताया था ancient name? What was the ancient name? Sarnath, Isipatan. So this 4 noble teaching, this is the core of Buddha's teaching. Now the first is, he's saying that by following this 4 noble truths, you can attain sainthood. Sainthood, or you can another way, Arya. Arya is what? Arya means noble. Arya. That is Aryan, noble. You can practice this. You can practice and contemplate. You can practice and contemplate these 4 noble truths and attain sainthood or you can attend a stage which is known as noble Arya. Ariya. Arya. You can become this. Now the first dukkha, first truth is, I'm also obsessed with the dukkha. That is suffering. Life is full of suffering. This पहला truth इनका है. Sabam dukkham. This is first. Four noble truths भी है. This is first. Okay. Sabam dukkham. Life is full of suffering. Are you sure? No. Enjoying your life, watching picture, going to PVR, wearing good dresses, moving around and saying, yes, ma'am, life is full of suffering. Scooty उठाई, bike उठाई, धर निकला, घूमे. This is part of happiness. कहीं ना कहीं तो खुशी है ही है ना. And what? खुशी का तो नाम ही खुशी हो गया है. She is so happy. तो अच्छी बात है, खुशी रहना चाहिए. Life is not always full of suffering. We should not take life that way. No doubt, there are problems, there are difficulties, but I don't agree that life is full of suffering. No, it is not so. But Buddha was concerned only because 16 years he was in full luxury. 16 साल तक खूब लग्जरी में जिया. उसके बाद ऑफ अ सडन ही फेस्ड सफरिंग. ओल्ड मैन, सिक मैन, कॉप्स, ये सब देख के उनको घबराहट हो गई. उनको लगा दिस इज द रियलिटी. एंड व्हाट आई वाज लीडिंग 16 years, that was total false. That is not true. That is partial truth. That is shayadva. That is partial truth. That was also part of your life when you were so happy. You were free from all anxiety, free from all difficulties. That was the life given by your father, and you enjoyed it. That was full of happiness. That was full of happiness. That is also part of life. And now, after becoming saints, you are saying that life is full of suffering only. So that's not true. Though, anyways, I don't want to say about Buddha is a great man, he's a great leader, sorry, but I don't agree that life is full of suffering. Life has its own ups and downs. See, dukkham sabam dukkham. This is what he's saying, that you needs to understand the nature of suffering. Suffering ka, what type of suffering he's talking about actually. You need to, that is not the daily sufferings ja hai. Real core, real essence of suffering you need to understand. Number 2 is dukkha samudaya. Dukkha samudaya. Dukkha samudaya means what? Huh? The cause of the suffering. What dukkha samudaya means? Dukkha, the truth of the cause, the truth of the cause of the suffering, the truth of the cause of the suffering. Everything in this world is because of a certain reason. कोई ना कोई cause होता ही है, dependent है कोई ना कोई. Everything is dependent on something. So there is a cause for everything. Or we have already seen dukkha में कि the reason for dukkha is Krishna, desire. It is the cause for this. And there are other causes also for suffering. वो कौन से causes है? Can you tell me? Can you think about what are the other causes for your dukh? Yeah, this is one. Expectation, greed, anger, attachment. Yeah, and other causes? Yes, other causes for? This is very important cause. And that is the root of all cause. अविद्या. अविद्या मतलब होता है अविद्या, अज्ञान, ignorance. अविद्या, Good. My students are very good. Avidya. Avijja means ignorance. Ignorance is the main cause of all problems. When you have inclination, where you are inclined for wrong things, तभी दुख आता है. जैसे एक बहुत बड़ा सा स्टोन हो, एक छोटा सा बच्चा बोले आई विल पुल इट, और फिर नहीं उठा पाए तो रोए कि मैं उठा नहीं पा रहा उसको. You are not understanding your potential. You are not understanding what you can do. Think about, see, if you have that, you can understand yourself. पहले खुद को समझना है. खुद को समझ लिया तो सब कुछ समझ लिया. So that is the main reason for dukh. Okay. Then the third is dukkha nirodha. What is dukkha nirodha means? Yeah, how to end the sufferings, how to stop the sufferings. निरोध करना, उसको रोकना कैसे कर सकते हैं? दुक्ख निरोधा means end of sufferings. Means it is going to end. It is not going to last forever. The truth of the end of the suffering. Dukkha nirodha. How can be it ended? It can be ended by achieving nirvana. Write it down. This is important line. The dukh, the suffering can be ended by attaining nirvana or nirbana. Okay. So nirvana, NRI, NIB, both are ek. So nirbana or nibbana, by attaining nibbana, you can get rid of all the sufferings. Now the fourth one is dukkha nirodha marg. Dukkha nirodha marg. What is dukkha nirodha marg? Eightfold path. If you if you tread the path that is eightfold path, if you follow that path, you are definitely going to achieve nirvana, enlightenment, realize the truth, and you can get rid of sufferings. So these four are very important. That is also eightfold path is also known as, क्या कहते हैं उसको? Ashtangika marg. Ashtangika marg. That is 8. Ashtangika marg. Eightfold path. So these four noble truths, the application of these four noble truths, practical application. Practically, this is theory they are saying. Now practically, how you are going to apply, how you are going to achieve this is through the eightfold path. That is Ashtangika marg. So noble, these are the practical application of this four noble truths is the eightfold path. Got it? So now we will do, shall we do or shall we leave it? 15 minutes, we can complete. Yeah. So the eightfold path is the practical application of four noble truths. And it gives us the nutshell, the essential of the ethics, moral teaching of Gautam Buddha. Ethics of the Buddhist teaching, that is of Buddha's teaching. It is not only for the monks and nuns only, it is also for the deities, common people. पहला जो है, that is number 1, eightfold path में. Eightfold path में number 1 is सम्यक दृष्टि. सम्यक दृष्टि. Sammaditi or Samyak Diti. Samyak is Sanskrit and Samma is Pali. Okay, samma deity, deity. So that means it is under it is to be understood, that is it should be a right vision, right distri, right vision. राइट विजन का मतलब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि आपको जो है, जो दिस फोर नोबल ट्रूथ जो है, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस फोर नोबल ट्रूथ इन राइट vision, in right, it should be in a proper, you should understand this in properly. The understanding of the four noble truths should be in a proper way. That is the right vision. Right, सही दृष्टिकोण जैसे कहते हैं, सही vision, right vision, right दृष्टिकोण से इस चीज को देखो, सही दिशा से देखो. That is, if you are seeing something in a different way, that will be difficult. That you need to understand. You need a guru. You need someone who will guide you. Okay. So this is samyak dishti. Number 2 is samyak sankalp. Samyak sankalp. What do you mean by samyak sankalp? This is right thought and right attitude. Right thought, oath, yeah, sankalp means oath only. Right attitude, right sankalp, yeah, right thought. This is what, this is, right sankalp is saying, this path is saying that you should treat everybody with love, kindness, and compassion. You should have that intelligence. The intelligence should be like that, that you should treat other people with love, compassion, and kindness. Okay. Number 3 is samyak vacha. Samyak vacha. Vacha means what? Vach. Samyak, that is right speech. You should not utter wrong thing or abuse someone. Clear, truthful, it signifies clear, truthful, kind words, uplifting and non-harmful. Kindness, kind words, uplifting words, जिसको बोलो तो लोग खुश हो जाए सुनकर, and non-harmful watch. That is right speech. Then number 4 is samyak karma. Samyak karma. Samyak karma से तो पता ही चल रहा है. You understanding what do you mean by some? That means right integral action. Right action. Right integral action. That is known as samyak kamanta. That is samyak karma. Okay. Kamanta means samyak karma. Pali mein kamanta. It signifies an ethical foundation of life. That it should be righteous. Ethical means righteous. What is right? Your actions should be according to that. Based on the principle of what? You should not exploit other people, and you should not exploit yourself also. It's not only exploitation of others. Sometimes you succumb to wrong things. You exploit yourself also. You should not exploit your. How do you exploit yourself? Tell me. Huh? Huh? How you exploit yourself? The society exploits you. Okay, fine. That's a how you. आप कैसे अपने आप को exploit करते हो? By abiding by society, by command. Acha, you're not exploiting that. That's the end. You're not exploiting it. How you're exploiting yourself? See, you are exploiting yourself when you don't want to do something and you're forced to do it, and you then succumb to it and you do it. Then you are exploiting yourself. exploiting yourself. Like समझो, I'm giving a simple example. Daily wages of a man, of a laborer is 300, 350 or 400, something like that. अब कोई बोलता है तुमको तो हम 100 ही देंगे, काम करना है करो, नहीं करना करो, but you need money and you are doing it. Now you are exploiting yourself. आप अपने, क्योंकि आप, you have to do it, no other way, you need money, that the person is also exploiting you and you are also exploiting yourself. Don't succumb to these things, don't do it, take other way, think about something else. So don't, this is what the self-exploitation. There are other emotional exploitations, there physical exploitation, different types of exploitation are there. खुद को भी exploit मत करिए. Okay. Now the next is how you can do this. A important है. It refers to now the 4 moral laws. It refers, and now this Samyak Karma में comes 5 moral laws in Samyak Karma. 5 moral laws. उसमें what you need to do, what are the 5 moral laws? Number 1, do not commit violence. This is also for monastic, for monks and nuns and for the laity. ये भी सब vows जो है सारे के लिए है, for all the people. Number 1, do not commit violence. Number 2 is do not covet the other's property. Covet means do not greed, have greed for others' property. C-O-V-E-T. Covet means greed. Do not covet the other's property. Number 3 is do not indulge in wrong sexual corrupt practices. You are married to somebody, it's illegal, it's ethical, but you should not indulge yourself in wrong practices. That is also prohibited. Number 4 is do not speak a lie. This is so common. Everybody speaks lie. Everyone, we all. I can also say this time that I don't speak lie. Even I say lies sometimes. और छोटी छोटी होती है. Well, sometimes I have to say no. I'm not at home. No, somebody has come. No, I don't want to meet you. I'm not at home. These are small lies. Sometimes I speak. Huh? That's true. वो पंडित भी लोग करते हैं, पूजा कहीं और कराते रहते हैं, फोन करो, बोले बस आपके दरवाजे पे, बस पहुंच गए, बस आ गए, and they keep on saying this. So, but do not, ये पाप सब लोग थोड़ा, but this is not a type of पाप. It is taken. कुछ होते हैं ना, जैसे लेना पड़ता है. So, do not speak a lie. And the next is do not use intoxicants. Intoxicants. This is also prohibited, banned. ये तो this are for the laities, for common people. Common people. And there are additional vows also for monks and nuns. Additional क्या क्या है? Additional to avoid eating after midday. जब evening के बाद you are not going to eat anything. This is for monks. Additional vows. You are not going to eat, to avoid eating after midday. And number 2, to abstain from dancing, drinking, gambling, singing, music, entertainment. This all are no for monks and nuns. Dancing, singing, music, entertainment, gambling, ये सब. Refrain from what also? Perfumes also. You can't use perfumes, okay? If you're monk and nun, don't use it. No. And ornaments. And other objects of beautifications. You have to be simple, sober. You don't have to use anything that beautifies you. See, this is for monks. And again, you have to, number 3, you have to abstain yourself using high or luxurious bed. जमीन पे मैट बिछा के सो. For monks and nuns. To abstain from using high or luxurious beds. And finally, very important, you don't have to touch gold and silver, any precious things. छूना नहीं पैसों को, पैसे से दूर दूर रहना. Okay. And what you know, after some time, when Buddha was gone, long time after, monastery was full of gold and silver. पूरे वहां एकदम खचाखच गोल्ड और सिल्वर भरे थे मोनेस्टिक ऑर्डर संघास में. See how much they are following this. They are not at all in name of loan donations. Why you need donations? You need food only. कपड़ा मिला मिला नहीं मिला नहीं मिला, अब एक थोड़ा सा भी कपड़ा मिल गया, दैट्स इनफ. तो आप गोल्ड और सिल्वर की जरूरत कहाँ पड़ रही है? मोनेस्टिक ही क्या जरूरत है कंस्ट्रक्ट करने की? बट पीपल डोंट फॉलो रूल एंड रेगुलेशन. सो ऐसे रूल रेगुलेशंस यू शुड नॉट मेक विच कैन बी फॉलोड, विच कैन बी फॉलोड. तो ये सारा तो टूट गया ना सारी चीजें, तो वो. So this number 5th. Now this comes with this 5 vows, an additional 4 vows for the monks and ladies comes in Samyak Karma, this Kamanta. Okay. Now the next one is Samyak Ajiva. Samyak Ajiva means what? Samyak Ajiva means, yes, वही आजीविका, आजीवा, that is right livelihood. Livelihood means what? कि किस चीज में you should engage yourself, what is for your living, that is known as ajiva. Ajivika I have written ajiva. Okay. कहाँ है वाचा में बकरा? नहीं, डबल टी है. Okay. I'm not always wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. See, so ajiva, this livelihood, how you should engage yourself for your daily living. So that should be the correct, ethical one. It should be without exploitation. You should not exploit anybody in your livelihood. That shows what? That is the right, a foundation of a very good society. कि अगर इस तरह से आप फॉलो करते हो तो सोसाइटी, इफ यू आर एंगेजिंग योरसेल्फ इन अ प्योर एंड वेरी ट्रूथफुल लाइवलीहुड, so you are not exploiting the society, and you are keeping the base, you are laying the base of a ideal society, good society. That's the thing. Number 6 is samyak vyam. Samyak vyam. What is सम्यक व्यायाम? व्यायाम मतलब क्या है? एक्सरसाइज. एक्सरसाइज ऑफ व्हाट? mental exercise. That is meant by mental exercise. How you are going to control your mind. ये proper exercise करके you are going to control. And what you are going to do after controlling, you are going to avoid the greed, the bad thoughts, the anger that is coming. You can control your mind and you can stay away from all this. You can stay away from bad thoughts, from greed, from anger by doing the mental exercises. You can also destroy the desire. You can control the desires, attachment and ignorance. Mental exercise से आपका ignorance जो है वो भी चला जाएगा. That will also go away. It also includes, it's खाली negative ही नहीं कि it's just helping you in getting rid of all this. It is also, mental exercise is also going to help you in what? In bringing tranquility, calmness, peace and equanimity. Tranquility means pause, and tranquility means what? Compassion. Compassion, kindness, this all things will also come within you. Okay? By doing mental exercises, you can get all these things. First, you can ward off the negative thoughts, and then you can bring in the positive thought, that is tranquility and equanimity. These are the things that you are going to achieve through mental exercise. Now, right mindfulness. Right mindfulness. What is that? सम्यक स्मृति. माइंडफुलनेस मतलब आपको स्मृति रहे. किस चीज की स्मृति रहे? अच्छी स्मृति. You, what Buddha is saying, very important thing Buddha is saying. Buddha, this very idea, opinion of Buddha is very profound. He says that one who loves himself. स्मृति आप अपने आप को याद रखिए. स्मृति what? You be mindful about yourself. If you love yourself, then only you can love others. Then you should, what you should do? You should stay away from harming yourself. From harming yourself. हम सोचते हैं कि वो एक कबीर जी की है ना कहावत, आप ठगे जग होत नहीं. क्या है? You know, anybody knows about this? सागर, बोलते रहते हो ना बहुत इस चीजों पे, तो याद नहीं कबीर का? जैसे कि आप जब ठगते हो ना, आप दूसरे को नहीं ठग रहे हो, आप खुद को ठग रहे हो. आपको लगता है कि आप दूसरे को ठग रहे हो. तो बुद्धा का कहना यही है कि जो अपने आप को प्यार करता है, तो अपने आप को कोई, तो आप कुछ गलत काम करोगे तो उसकी सजा कौन भुगतेगा? कोई दूसरा भुगतेगा क्या? नहीं, आप खुद भुगतोगे. पर जब आप गलत कर रहे हो, वेयर यू आर डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग, यू डोंट फील इट. आप सोचते हो इट्स ओके, एवरीबडी इज डूइंग, आई एम आल्सो डूइंग. इफ आई एम डूइंग, आई एम टेकिंग 2-3 स्टेप्स एक्स्ट्रा आल्सो, देन इट्स ओके, कोई बात नहीं. तो उसने मुझसे 2 थप्पड़ मारे थे, मैंने 4 मार दिए उसको, कोई बात नहीं. तो बट you are harming yourself. You are, this is what, if you love yourself, then you will mind yourself. Mindfulness, that is right mindfulness, that is right smriti. Always remember yourself. That is the 7th path of Gautam Buddha, which is very important one. Number 8 is right concentration or meditation, that is samyak samadhi. सम्यक समाधि. सम्यक समाधि, meditation and concentration. Samadhi, we all know what is that. Meditating, getting your body fixed in one place, that is one thing. Body fixed in one place. Number 2, getting your mind fixed in one place, that is second. Body you can fix, but mind goes on revolving, rotating, roaming about in different places. So you have to control your mind. We are able to control our body. Everybody, near about everybody is able to control body. But body में भी आंखें इधर उधर घूमती रहती है, वो उसको पकड़ना मुश्किल हो जाता है. But the mind, controlling mind is the most difficult task. That is meditation. So that is the right samadhi. Now this 8-fold path is also known as middle path of Buddha's teaching. Why middle path of Buddha's teaching? Buddha is telling that you don't have to go extreme. Extreme किसी चीज में नहीं. जैसे in Jain you have extremity in everything. You have to follow the middle path. Not too lenient, not too extreme. You have to follow the middle path. Right to reach Nibbana or Nirvana. Okay. So this is the path which you need to follow to achieve to achieve Nibbana, enlightenment. Now the first 2 principles, कौन से 2 principles थे 8-fold path के? Tell me. सम्यक. पहले 2 कौन से थे? सम्यक. This is important, write it down. The first 2 path, that is Samyak Drishti and Samyak Sankalp, is known as Prajna. Is the first 2 principles of 8-fold paths are termed Prajna, that is wisdom. Wisdom. As they are related to what? Related to Samyak Drishti and Samyak Jnana. This is related to concentration and knowledge. Number third कौन सा था? And fourth, कर्मा. And fifth, सम्यक. तो ये तीन, these three, वाच, कर्मा and avidya, ajiva, are termed as शील, शीला और शील. शील, शील का मतलब तो आप जान रहे हो हिंदी में क्या होता है इसको, हाउ टू बिहेव प्रॉपरली. शील, दैट इज कैसे बोलना है, कैसे कर्म करना है, कैसे अजीवा करना है. दिस आर योर seal, what how you are going to work. Our term seal, as they deal with the morally right way of living, as they deal with the morally right way of living. See, one is the samyak, this one is termed as pragya, that is knowledge and wisdom. Second is moral right way of living. And now the vyama, the 3, 5, 6, 7 and 8, vyama, smriti and samadhi are termed as samadhi, mental discipline. Samadhi, एक है प्रज्ञा, एक है शीला, and then is samadhi. These three are under samadhi, mental discipline, as they deal with meditation, So this path is what this path is doing. This path is training a person. This eightfold path is training a person in wisdom, because these two, samyak vach, samyak drishti and samyak sankalp, is what it is doing. It is training the person in wisdom. And number 3, all three are doing ethical training, ethical conduct, how your conduct should be ethically right. And last 3 are what they are doing. They are training you in mental discipline. So तीनों चीज, eightfold path में you are getting that your whole personality is trained. A person is trained. आप कैसे सोचोगे, कैसे करोगे, कैसे जीविका जियोगे और कैसे अपने ब्रेन को ट्रेन करोगे. So all these are coming in eightfold path. So it is helping a person to understand the nature of self. Nature of self, again, if you understand yourself, you can understand everything, all the things around you. That is thing. So by doing this, you keep on doing this, you will achieve the liberation from suffering, nibbana. Okay. Now this, we have seen that in Hindus also virtues is given more important. In Brahmanism also virtues. कैसे आप उपनिषद में it's written how you should behave towards yourself and towards society. We have done already. Upanishad, those who have done Upanishad along with me, Upanishad किया है जिसने, busy in notes. We have done Upanishad, right? In that we have talked about that how you are going to deal with that has been set down. Rules and regulation have been set down in Dharma Shastra, that is Upanishad also, that how you are going to deal with yourself, with a member of the family and with the society. So that is taught there. In Buddhism also, virtue is given more important. Virtues, your qualities, your good qualities. So it says that it's virtues and wisdom, these two, knowledge, wisdom means knowledge, and virtues. If you have wisdom, but you are not, don't have good virtues, then you are there are lots of people today out in the society. आप देखोगे कि those are very learned, but if you see that qualities of those person, I don't want to name, but there are lots of politicians, there are lots of leaders and businessmen, those who are great people with money and with intellectual, but how they are in characters. So if you don't go, virtues are not with you. You may have wisdom. Wisdom के बगैर तो काम नहीं कर पा रहे ना. उनके पास भी तो intellectual है, wisdom है. but they don't have virtues. But if you have wisdom and you have virtue, then it purifies it both yourself. And these two, virtues and wisdom, purifies each other. You become an excellent person. You become a good person. So this is the eightfold path of Buddhism. Next, we'll take the doctrines, different or more ideas about the that is explained by the later scholars, Buddhist scholars, that will take up tomorrow. I mean on Monday. Okay, clear? Clear? So much. Yeah, Upanishad is a religious book. It is the last part of Vedas. वेद के जो लेयर्स हैं, वेद में 4 लेयर्स हैं. What are the 4 layers of Vedas? हाँ, go by line, by sequence wise. Yeah. पहला संहितास, Brahmanas, Aryanakas, and Upanishads. These are the 4 layers of Vedas. Okay, so that is the Vedic literature, Vedic scripture. It is a book of philosophy, no doubt. The matter, the contents of those books are philosophical. They are philosophical. They are talking about the daily life, daily things, how you should lead your life. That is the set of rules are there. What type of marriages should be there, how you should lead your life, and many other things about the daily life, how the society should work. These things are talked in Upanishads. So Upanishad means what? What is the meaning of Upanishad? To sit near somebody. To sit, because you come and sit and learn. A student is asked to sit with the teacher, with the guru, and learn the things how you need to lead your life, daily life, everything, relations, all the relation, how it should be. You should react. We should interact with your other partners, fellow beings. These all things are talked in Upanishad. It is also part of Veda. या क्योंकि जिंदगी में कैसे क्या करना है, अगर दिस थिंग्स आर नॉट रिटन, समटाइम यू आर कंफ्यूज कि व्हाट शुड आई डू, विच थिंग इज राइट, मॉरली व्हाट इज राइट. तो उस समय दिस आर द हैंडी थिंग्स विच यू कैन टेक हेल्प ऑफ. ओके, सी उपनिषद पहले जो